we're on to the special meeting. I guess we need to, no minutes to approve, items added. So we'll call the meeting to order, and the items that are added are CA01, FMP01, LD1, P3, SP1. Before I read the good cause statements, is there anything else you want to add?
Mr. Chairman, there's nothing else I want to add at this time.
All right, so CA01, concussion services contract with University of Miami Health. Good cause exists. The contract agreement will allow University of Miami to provide baseline concussion protocol for contact sports to include but are not limited to football. It will be necessary to implement this agreement in service at this time as fall sports began July 29th, 2019. This initiative will serve as a comprehensive learning tool for student athletes and coaching staff. Item FMP01, purchase of services associated with SB 7030 compliance. Good cause exists for adding this item at this time because it has become apparent that some charter schools in Palm Beach County may not be capable of full compliance by the beginning of the 2019-2020 school year without assistance from the School District of Palm Beach County. Item LD1, authorization to file dismissal, the School Board of Palm Beach County versus Renaissance Charter School, Inc. Good cause exists for this item to be added based on briefing and court deadlines. Item P3, personnel agenda. Good cause exists to add this item so employees can be in place for the upcoming start of school. Item SP1, use of Florida Highway Patrol troopers to provide security at school. There is good cause to add this item to ensure schools have security coverage starting with the first day of school. Do you have any items to withdraw, Mr. Superintendent?
Mr. Chairman, I have none to withdraw.
There's only been one item pulled. It's policy A3. Does anybody else want to pull anything? Mr. Shaw?
Just a question. We had a suggestion made during our closed session, and I'm not sure that we have anything related to that on the agenda. Is the FP, okay, is that the one that was added specifically for this? Okay.
All right, so we need a motion to approve the agenda. Motion by Ms. Brill, second by Ms. Woodfield. Any discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Disclosures, abstentions, anybody? Superintendent, comments?
You have comments, sir.
Board member comments?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
You almost got by that. Stop.
It's been one of those days. Thank you. Summer break is quickly coming to an end. As part of the annual back-to-school preparation, I had the opportunity to welcome back our bus drivers. Mr. Barbieri was there with me doing Transportation Bid Day. This day is where bus drivers bid in terms of seniority for preferred routes. I want to say thank you for the time I got to spend with our bus drivers because it affords me a chance to share how truly appreciative we are of their commitment to our children. As any parent can attest, sometimes children aren't in the best of moods first thing in the morning, and driving a bus full of sleepy students takes a special person. But day in and day out, our drivers greet our children with a smile that get them to school safely. Driving a cumulative 13 million miles a year, transporting 60,000 children daily is a Herculean task. And we are truly thankful for everyone in our transportation department. While the buses getting back on the roads, this is a great time to remind all of our drivers in Palm Beach County to watch out for our babies at the bus stops and crossworks and school zones. Our children deserve to get to school and home safely each day, and it's the collective responsibility of our community to watch our speed, be mindful, and put the cell phones down while on the road, and to drop off and in the drop-off lines. Nothing is more important while you're on the road. And also, it's important as a person that used to sit in this policy and operations. The buses are really big and yellow, and so I really want drivers to not hit them. So just be reminded as we get ready for back to school, we're back on the road, so time yourself accordingly. The congestion will be real, and so let's get ready for that. Also with the new year comes new menu items at schools across the district. This year our school service team will be serving new items such as Fiesta omelet, Mandarin chicken salad, Alfredo pasta bowls, and even something else. I can't even read it right now. Falafel, I'm sorry. Things have come a long way from the mystery meat hamburgers I had when I was in school. I look forward to having an opportunity to try out some of these new items with some of our students in the taste test next week. I also want to commend the food service department team and their hard work all summer, supplying meals to students at school sites and libraries. More than 783,000 meals were provided to our children so they wouldn't go hungry this summer. I am truly grateful for their dedication. And finally, let's talk about goals. Last week, I told you that this year's back-to-school theme is Ready, Set, Goal. While I'm reflecting on the goals I'm setting for myself for the coming school year, I also will be sitting down with my own children to discuss their goals for the year and what steps we as a family can take to help them achieve them. I challenge every parent to do the same with their children before the bell rings on the first day. We know when students are motivated, they can achieve more than they can ever dream. So think big and work together as a family to provide the support and encouragement they need to make their goals a reality. We've asked some of our students what goals they are setting for the new school year.
My goal is to get good grades.
My goal is to make the Olympic Kites varsity team.
My goal is to get an A in math. To get high scores in iReady.
My current goal is to further my education in school and one day be a lawyer.
I want to learn about astronauts in space. I'm an artist.
I love robotics, and the next VEX robotics competition my school participates in, I'd like to place highly in.
It's all about brain power. I would like to get good grades this school year so I can become a surgeon in my future.
I really hope to be able to just expand my communication skills and being able to just work as a group and share my ideas better.
My goal is to apply to as many scholarships so that I don't have to pay for college and I can go for free.
To have fun and to participate in school events.
My goal for this year is to learn drum set and jazz band.
I'm band captain, and my goal is to motivate the band and make it to finals and states.
I want to write a lot of stories. I want to practice my writing. I want to be better at science. I want to read a lot of books. I want to be nice. I want to read.
What are your goals this school year?
Ready, set, go! Have a great year!
All right. Good job. I think all of us need some of those gold glasses that cute young lady had. The district offers children a world-class education, partly because we make it a priority to place the most capable and qualified people in positions that impact our students the most. I want to say this, I want everybody to hear me clearly. As a result of summer hiring, we had two of our great regional superintendents get outside promotions. And I am so grateful for the opportunity that I've had to hire and promote so many talented people this year, the large majority of them of whom are from Palm Beach County. I feel like with just the successes of all our employees and these opportunities that have presented themselves, we tapped a can of talent that has been sitting kind of dormant for a long time. And just so as superintendent, I just want to share with the entire community, there are amazing, talented people in Palm Beach County. And I'm really thankful that we were able to see all of them as they competed for multiple jobs, even some of the people in this room, and have risen to the occasion. So I'm really thankful for that. And at this time, I would like the Deputy Superintendent, Keith Oswald, to come to the podium and introduce our latest hire. I think she's our last one for the year, the new principal of Omni Middle School. Mr. Oswald?
Thank you, Dr. Fenoy. Yes, and before we introduce our new principal for Omni Middle, I do want to take a point of privilege. So Ms. DeLuz, a few years ago, we had the opportunity to hire her here at the central office before she went to Palm Beach Lakes, where she's been serving as assistant principal. And her background in social studies, she's a history teacher. She was over at Palm Beach Central. So here at the central office, she was working a lot, not just in social studies, but also civics. And I have to say, Ms. Fetterman is probably one of our most requested individuals to go out to schools. When we look at some of our civics results in our middle schools, this is because of this young lady here who is just always requested because of her great background knowledge and her professionalism and to work with so many people throughout our district and have a district-wide impact. And now I'm proud to introduce her as the principal, Ms. Nikki DeLuz of Omni Middle School.
Thank you. Thank you, Chairman Barberari, school board members, Superintendent Dr. Fenoy, for making opportunities possible for students, staff, and administration within the Palm Beach County School District. The opportunity given to me to serve the students and faculty of Omni Middle School would not have been possible without the unwavering support and guidance provided by Mr. Oswald, Dr. Licata, and Mr. Hepburn. It is with respect and gratitude that I thank Mr. Alfonso and Dr. Lee whose mentorship has contributed to my professional and personal growth. And to my family, whose consistent support and encouragement has made this accomplishment possible. I want to acknowledge my father, Dr. Ansel DeLuz, a retired Palm Beach County School District educator, who told me when I was a child that to aspire is to achieve. He worked diligently to lead by example, and I am proud to be his daughter and to pass the life lessons he has taught me on to my son. To my mother, Francine DeLuz, her love has taught me about patience, sacrifice, and the discipline needed to accomplish my goals. And to my son, Brandon, you are and will always be my greatest source of inspiration. In reflection, when I think about the things that have contributed to me being here today, I feel compelled to note that none of it would have been possible without the educational foundation I received as a student of this community at Sandpiper Shores Elementary, Loggers Run Middle School, and being able to pursue my creative interests at Dreyfus School of the Arts. I received knowledge and skills upon which to continue my educational pursuits with confidence and success. And as a resident of the Boca Raton community for over 30 years, I am delighted to come back home and serve my community. And in that regard, I aim to demonstrate the attributes of an effective school-based leader who communicates a clear vision to faculty and staff in such a way that they are motivated to work as a team towards a shared vision that emphasizes the goal of student success in a collaborative learning environment. Additionally, I will demonstrate leadership by example through my personal efforts at modeling best practices, both as a professional and individual. And finally, through collaboration and communication with colleagues, I aspire to influence the climate and culture of the school center and contribute to a learning organization that is ultimately capable of positively influencing students and the school community. Thank you again.
All right, congratulations.
Welcome to District
Thank
5. Yes, ma'am. Dr. Robinson.
So, you know, if we were in the private sector, we would not let her leave Palm Beach Lake. We would offer her something else to stay there. So I'm just saying. So this is part of that whack-a-mole thing I was talking about, right? So I wouldn't want to hold her or anybody else back. But let's just be clear. See what you're taking away from Lakes. I'm just saying. Okay, I'm done.
But she has a great opportunity to work in District 5, Dr. Robinson. It's like, why would she pass that up?
Keep it going. Keep it going.
I'm sorry. Mrs. Andrews?
I do have to make one announcement because it's a big one. On yesterday, I had the opportunity to represent the school board with the United States Department of Agriculture, with federal legislators as well as state legislators, the county commission. We all came together to look at the Belle Glade region, how we could improve economic development and housing. And what a wonderful time we had discussing our needs to the feds as well as the state leaders. And they have said to us they will partner with the School District of Palm Beach County. They will partner with the cities of the Glades region. And I did give some information to Dr. LaCava because he talked with me yesterday on the fact that there may be some monies available for the recruiting of teachers and getting housing to live in the Glades region. So it was an honor. I thank them for being here in Palm Beach County. They spent the whole day touring the region. And as a representative of this school board, I thank them on all of our behalf for giving us a listening ear and to help us with some of our needs in one of our neediest communities. Thank you.
So tomorrow morning, I know that Park Vista is hosting the Teacher Fest, and since it's Mrs. Brill's only high school, she's going to speak on behalf of the board, I know, and I'll sit in the audience and listen. And I understand Ms. Whitfield is going to be there also. So that's tomorrow morning. If any other board members want to go and listen to Mrs. Brill, welcome our new teachers. And also tomorrow morning, I've been asked to speak on behalf of the board at the Transportation in Service Day, so I will be doing that tomorrow morning also. So I'll see Mrs. Andrews there. All right, so with that said, we need a motion to approve the consent agenda. Motion by Mrs. Andrews, seconded by Ms. Brill. All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Mr. Superintendent, CAO1.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chair. CAO1. I recommend the board approve the concussion services agreement with the University of Miami as submitted.
Oh, I'm sorry. We have two agenda items.
I'm sorry.
It's my fault. 3 agenda item speakers. And I know that his clients are paying him very well to sit here for 6 hours. So, Mr. Schiller, you want to come up to a podium? And then Mr. Harvey, and then Ralph Arza. Mr. Harvey, if you want to go up to the other podium.
Mr. Chair, I've got some handouts. Can I pass them out?
I'll take them.
Mr. Schiller, I know how you attorneys are, so I want to remind you have 3 minutes to.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you very much. Good evening. My name is Neil Schiller. I am with the law firm of Saul Ewing, Arnstein and Lair, located at 515 North Flagler Drive in West Palm Beach, Florida. I'm here today representing Learn It Systems, LLC. So far, I've sent you 2 letters. The most recent one was yesterday. And the point of the correspondence yesterday was to point out very, very clearly that this school board can award up to 3 contracts for this RFP. And the wording is very important, up to 3. Your staff is recommending that you award to the top 3 finishers, Learn It, One-on-One, and Believe to Achieve. We recommend that you only award to the top 2, Learn It Systems and One-on-One. As I've previously written to you, we have grave concerns, not greedy concerns, but grave concerns with Believe to Achieve. To reiterate, we don't think that they have the resources. We know that they don't have the experience. They don't have the financial stability to perform the services on this contract. Specifically, the handout I just gave you are the 10 or 11 pages of experience that they submitted in their RFP package, their latest RFP proposal. The first is a narrative that says there's no evidence of providing research-based supplemental academic instruction in reading or mathematics in grades K through 12. And there's no evidence of providing Title I services to private schools. But then Believe to Achieve gave you a bunch of letters of reference as they say, please accept letters of reference and contract agreements with exercise options as supporting documentation of their experience and qualification. Well, you can go through all of these, but no one letter indicates that they provided Title I service to a private school, which was the qualification, the minimum criteria. You had to do that for 5 years minimally to even make it into the round where your proposal gets reviewed by staff. I don't know how staff determined that they met the minimum qualifications. They don't. We'd ask that you move forward with this contract with the top 2, Learn It and One-on-One. I'm here to answer any questions and hope that you will take our recommendation very, very seriously. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Harvey, you'll go next. So before I realized we had speakers, and I apologize for that, we took a vote on approving the consent agenda. So we'll have to undo that when the speakers are done. So if anybody wants to pull anything from consent, they can still do that. Mr. Harvey, if you want to go next.
Thank you, Chairman and distinguished members of the school board. I stand before you today to discuss agenda item FMPA1, Award for RFP 19C 043K. My name is Damian Harvey. I'm the Executive Director of Believe to Achieve. We're one of 3 vendors that was selected for award by the Evaluation Committee on June 12th. Prior to that, we were one of 2 vendors selected on March 12th. This journey began for us in mid-January. My team and I labored to create a proposal that not only detailed our extensive experience, but also illustrated the high quality of service we could provide students and families in Palm Beach County. We were successful in that pursuit. The evaluation committee selected Believe to Achieve and One-on-One Learning out of 8 vendors who submitted proposals. Shortly thereafter, Saul Ewing Ernstine & Learn, representing Learned Systems, a vendor that was not selected, protested the award. The committee and procurement office actively investigated the law firm's grounds for protest. I was asked additional clarifying questions in person and over the phone. We were asked to submit additional financial documents. We were asked to submit additional references. We did so quickly and efficiently. Eventually, the bid protest resulted in an opening of the awardee pool from 2 vendors to 3 vendors. Saul Ewing Ernstine and Lur were successful in getting their client into that awardee pool. Despite their client now being an awardee, they continue their attempts to dictate this process. I do not intend to use my time today going back and forth with Mr. Schiller. We have already disputed every false claim and provided supporting evidence. The procurement office and evaluation committee did their due diligence not once, but twice. It has cost valuable time and jeopardized an on-time start date for services. Instead, I want to spend the remainder of my time talking about what matters most: services for our students. In Mr. Schiller's letter to this board last week, he wrote, in regard to my having worked 7 years ago for both Learn It and Believe to Achieve, quote, "How could he serve 2 masters?" I read that line over and over again. Not only is it offensive on its face, but it speaks directly to what larger companies always get wrong: who we are in service to. I serve no master. I serve my community. I serve families. I serve students who look like me. Believe to Achieve is a small Florida-based educational services provider. We work hard every day to make a difference in the lives of students. I am proud of the work that we have done and the outstanding reputation we have built. I personally spend my days visiting school sites, observing instruction, talking to principals, and meeting with families. I provided each of you today with information about our programs. My hope is that this provides an even clearer picture of who we are and the great things that we can do for this community. Approving the agenda item today gives private school principals a choice of what vendor best meets their needs. Mr. Schiller and the vendor he represents should not be allowed to dictate that choice or delay this process any longer. I thank you for your time.
Oh, thank you.
Mr. Arza?
Good evening, board members. First of all, I'm trying to make a date night with my wife. We're going to go see Lion King, and and I want to make sure I get out of here quickly. First of all, as a resident of Palm Beach County and a taxpayer, I'm really proud of the conversation I heard today from this board. The way you dig in on the Inspector General stuff, all you're doing. I'm proud to say that, I am from Miami, and Miami is in my heart, but I'm becoming more Palm Beach every day, and thank you for the work you do. I've known One-on-One Learning for over 10 years. The CEO of One-on-One Learning, Marcel Mornar, is a close friend. He's done an incredible job in Miami-Dade. He came out to the Glades and helped out with Glades Academy when we were an F school and helped us go up to a C, specifically with civics education, tutoring, etc. They've done an incredible job. We played this game once on March 12th. We came in first. We played the game again. We came in second. We hope that you approve this and that we can move forward and you support the superintendent's recommendation. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Board Clerk. We need a motion to remove the previous consent agenda vote as it was taken prior to hearing agenda topic speakers. The motion was made by Ms. Brill, seconded by Ms. Whitfield. Any discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Does any board member wish to pull any of the items from consent? Ms. Brill? Okay, FMPA 1. Any other ones? All right. We now need a motion to approve the consent agenda. Motion. You made me nervous.
Yeah, me too.
Motion by Ms. Brill, second by Mrs. Andrews. Any discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Mr. Superintendent, BRD, I'm sorry, let me get down to the right place.
New business, right?
CAO1.
Okay. Mr. Chairman, CAO1 Concussion Services Contract with University of Miami Health. I recommend the board approve the concussion services agreement with University of Miami Health as submitted.
Motion by Mrs. Andrews, second by Mr. Shaw. Any discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Next item.
If you refresh.
Okay. If you refresh, you'll get the FMPA1 next.
Grab number 5.
Mm-hmm.
Scoot all
All right. Ooh, I'm sorry.
right here. Scoot all over. You should see it under.
FMPA 1, okay. Mr. Chairman, if you're ready, FMPA 1, I recommend the board approve the award of RFP 19C-043K for provider of research-based supplemental academic instruction to private school students in Palm Beach County for the period of July 25th, 2019 through July 24th, 2022, not to exceed $1.5 million annually, and authorize the superintendent and board chair to finalize and sign all necessary documents.
Motion by Mrs. Brill, seconded by Mr. Shaw. Discussion, Ms. Brill.
I just pulled that so that I can hear Mr. Superintendent. I don't know if you have somebody that can address the concerns that were raised.
Yes, Mr. Burke.
Yes, so the board will recall this item was originally on the agenda for last week. We withdrew the item to take another pass by, make sure things were in order. The RFP selection committee felt the firm met requirements. We've worked with legal. We're comfortable with the recommendation.
Any other questions? Mr. Burke, so, I'm sorry, before you walked away. Just to be clear, so Mr. Schiller indicated that they didn't have some of the basic requirements they needed to get this, and you're saying that the district has reviewed that and they do have all the requirements that they needed in order to be awarded this, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. If there's no further discussion, we'll take a vote on the motion. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Mr. Superintendent?
LD1?
FMPO1.
FMPO. Mr. Chairman, FMPO1, I recommend the board authorize the superintendent and board chair to execute agreements with selected vendors subject to review and approval as to legal sufficiency by the Office of the General Counsel to ensure compliance with SB 7030 for the period of July 25th, 2019 through June 30th, 2020.
Motion by Mr. Shaw, second by Mrs. Andrews. Any discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries 7-0. LD1.
Yes, sir. Mr. Chairman, I recommend the board authorize the Office of General Counsel to file a dismissal of case 4D 19-1053, School Board of Palm Beach County versus Renaissance Charter School, Inc., in the 4th District Court of Appeal in Palm Beach County, Florida, and authorize the board chair, superintendent, and general counsel to sign all necessary documents.
Motion by Mrs. Andrews, seconded by Ms. Whitfield. Any discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries 7-0. P3.
Mr. Chairman, P3, I recommend the board approve the personnel agenda as amended.
Motion by Dr. Robinson, seconded by Mrs. Andrews. Any discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries 7-0. POLA3.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman, I recommend the board approve development of proposed revised policy 5.27, parental and marital status of students.
Motion by Mrs. Andrews, seconded by Mr. Shaw. Discussion, Mrs. Brill.
Thank you, and I apologize. I didn't read this until right before I came up here, and so I know this is in development. It's on page 2, but then in other places, there's reference to, and I'll read it from page 2, students served in teenage parent program shall retain the right to earn the number and type of credits required for a standard or special diploma. I believe that the state got rid of special diplomas, as they were called. So I'm just asking, if there is no such thing as a special diploma, we can either just say required for a diploma without specifying which one, or maybe change the word wherever it appears to alternative.
Yes.
Okay. That was it. I mean, it's just pointing out that there's no such thing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Any further discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries 7-0. SP1.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chair, SP1, I recommend the board approve the use of off-duty Florida Highway Patrol troopers to provide security at district schools for the 2019-2020 school year, not to exceed $250,000.
Motion by Mrs. Andrews, second by Ms. Brill. Any discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Was that a late yes or no, Ms. McQuinn? Okay. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries 7-0. And unless the board members want to say anything, which I hope they don't, we need a motion to adjourn. Mrs. Andrews? Ms. Brill? All in favor, all opposed? Meeting is adjourned.
Have a good night, sir.